How about now? Can y'all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes. All right. Good. Good, good, good. All right. All right, all right, all right. Good. So anyways, I'm using the OBS software. And I have two scenes set up. Basically, this is the one, first one right here, where I'm just going to be talking, and then I'm going to pan out and take you on my desktop as well. So I thought about, this was a video idea I got a couple of weeks ago from a subscriber to do during a live chat, and I wanted to talk about Verizon, wireless, and AT&T. Excuse me. Now, those are the two big telecom giants, and a couple of things about both of these companies, guys, is that they're both very big. They both kind of trend together, and when I'm kind of done talking about it, I want to definitely get some feedback from the in the comment section. Tell me what you think about Verizon, AT&T. But I have something I'm going to show you at the end. It might kind of blow your mind a little bit, or I don't think there's a whole lot of people that are aware of this. So kind of be watching for that. is so now me personally, I've been with Verizon Wireless. I've been a Verizon Wireless customer for 15 years. 2003, yeah, 15 years. And I've always loved their service. I've always thought it has the best cell phone coverage. And I have not used AT&T very much. Okay. Let's see. The only time I've used any kind of AT&T service was like 5 years ago. I canceled my Comcast internet and I ordered AT&T internet for like 2 months just to try it out, and I didn't really like it. Hold on, I'm gonna refresh real quick. Let me see what's going on here. All right, there we go. So I've used Verizon Wireless for, like I said, about 15 years, and I was an AT&T customer. I used their internet for a few months, like 2 months, and then I canceled it and got back into Comcast. And I did not like AT&T's internet. Did not have a good experience with AT&T. Internet was not having connectivity problems. It was just very slow, and I was always having problems, and I was going to have to pay up to get the same quality of internet that I had before, so I just did away with the service and went back to Comcast. But I've been a Verizon Wireless customer for about 15 years, and so I'm very biased, I guess. I think it's more I can relate this to personal experience, so I favor Verizon Wireless a lot more, and I've made them a long-term investment for myself. You know, I like having a telecom in my portfolio for the dividends, not so much the growth. You know, neither one of these stocks grow a heck of a lot. You know, great for dip buying. You know, my opinion, AT&T is a great stock to trade, and Verizon is a good stock to own. But you could probably go both ways with that. So what kind of service does everybody have? What kind of service does everybody use? I'm interested in knowing that. Let's see. Oh, Stock Market 101's here. All right, ma'am. Good. Yeah, hey, I wanted to give you and Lydia both thanks for helping me out last night. You know, they kind of, so Stock Market 101 and Lydia both kind of stayed up late while I was working on this software, doing like a little preview stream and getting it squared away. And that really helps. I tell you, that really helps when people are online and they kind of jump on it with you, because you can get some immediate feedback through messaging. And so thanks for helping me out last night. I appreciate it. Alright, I'm going to pull up some things on Verizon and AT&T. If there's any kind of problems as far as volume or lag or anything like that, just make sure y'all are punching it into the comment section so I can be aware. If this stream doesn't go very well, I will probably just go back to the way I was doing it. But I think we got volume. It's driving me crazy because the picture, like I said, the picture I'm looking at, it's got like a 5 or 10 second delay to what I'm saying. I wish I knew a way to fix that, but I just don't right now, right off the top of my head. So I'm gonna go to scene 2, and we'll let's see here. All right, we should be on Yahoo Finance right now. Let me look here one more time. Yes, we are. You're in Yahoo Finance with me. Good. So, AT&T is for me, this is how I always play AT&T right here. I've gotten a few free shares in Robinhood affiliates a couple of times, and I've gotten, let's see, I do swing trade AT&T sometimes. Sometimes I short it. Like if it gets up a little too high, sometimes I do short it. But it does have a very, very unique resistance level, and this is kind of how I play it. So AT&T has a lot of resistance around $30 a share. Okay, pull up the 2-year chart. You know, and what's bad is that this is a $42, $43 per share stock that's down in the low 30s now. So it's, in my opinion, it's at a very, very investable level as we start to approach 5G. But it just does not move in the direction it's supposed to move. I mean, this is the 2-year chart, and it's all pretty much downhill. You know, it just keeps falling. You get that great dividend with AT&T. And everybody likes that. Verizon also has a really good dividend. That's the thing about these two stocks, is that both of them have great dividends. You can't beat them, and they're telecom. So there's another big thing. Everybody is using this stuff. Everybody has an opinion on this stuff. That doesn't mean the only services out there are Verizon and AT&T, but this is something pretty much everybody has an opinion on. Okay, so let's see, market cap for market cap. I do want to compare that. So let's just go ahead and get both of these pulled up here. So as you can see, this is AT&T right here. They have a $244 billion market cap, slightly bigger than Verizon. They have a $226 billion market cap. Here's something that's interesting. Verizon Wireless is still on the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and AT&T got knocked off the Dow Jones in 2015 and replaced by Apple. And a lot of that, in my opinion, is because they're so debt heavy and cash light. Okay, so, and if you even want to kind of look at this historically a little bit, here, I'll pull up the 5-year chart, and they got kicked off the Dow in 2015. I can't remember exactly when, but they got kicked off the Dow in 2015. Then they shot up real high here in 2016, and like I said, in 5 years' time, they have not made a heck of a lot of progress, and it's going to look very similar to the chart pattern with Verizon. This is Verizon right here. Look at how similar those chart patterns are. There's AT&T, and there's Verizon. So they have very, very similar chart patterns. And like I said, the way I've played Verizon over the past few years is I add shares in the dip. So if it, you know, like right now Verizon's trading at $54 a share, I am not buying Verizon right now. Not buying Verizon. I'm going to wait for a big dip, and you will get a dip. Even when Verizon has good earnings, which every quarter Verizon usually kicks out pretty good earnings, these stocks just don't trend like normal tech stocks. You know, they're not a tech company. They're you know, telecom companies. It's kind of a different makeup, you know. So they're, you know, a utility. Everybody's using these companies, but they just don't trade, you know, like a lot of the other stocks, like in the tech sector. You know, they trade very choppy, and you definitely want this in your portfolio. You definitely want telecoms in your portfolio. If you don't have one in your portfolio, I would think about getting one, you know. But like I said, it's very, very similar chart patterns, very, very similar way the companies work. Here, I got Verizon fundamentals pulled up. Verizon is very, very profitable, okay? You know, very, very profitable, 23% on profit margin, about 23% operating margin, and this is the big one. The return on equity is 78%, okay? Shorts, don't get a lot of shorts on Verizon. You know, a good rule of thumb, stocks that are on the Dow Jones don't usually get shorted very much, okay? Now the dividend is actually less, okay? So I'm going to jump over to AT&T and go down here. So you can see the forward annual dividend for AT&T is 5.95%. The forward annual yield on Verizon is 4.39%. However, Verizon has been growing a bit more than AT&T. So, you know, I don't see the point of getting a 5.9% dividend if your stock is down 5% or 10%, you know. I think I'm up 18% lifetime on Verizon, but I've gotten like 28% dividends or something like that. I've gotten, you know, 5% for about 5 years and some change. I'd have to go back and look at all that, but very, very similar companies. And this is what really kills both of these right here. So your cash balance, very, very low in cash, and very high debt. Okay, now I'll grab AT&T, and they have a very similar situation. So they have 13 billion in cash, 191 billion in debt. Now AT&T, let's see, they have low short percent of float. However, I think that's just because the stock price has pulled back a lot, and they're a lot less profitable. I guess you wouldn't say a lot, but you know, the return on equities is nowhere near. You know, AT&T is kind of one of those companies that starts a bazillion projects and never seems to finish any of them. I've always kind of noticed that about them. But investment wise, they're both great companies. Now this is the thing I'm going to show you. I was talking about at the start of the live chat right here. So this is the lifetime chart, you know, since the IPO of Verizon right here. Okay, so take a little mental photograph right here. This is the lifetime chart on AT&T. It's pretty much the exact same stock. You know what I mean? Like, obviously it's a little different. You know, they really, both of these companies really jumped in the dot-com boom back in the late 90s, early 2000s. You know, Verizon, AT&T definitely got swept up into that. And, you know, unfortunately, if you were buying at those levels, your stock still has not recovered 18 years later. So when people say this is a good investment, it is a good investment if you're buying at the right levels, okay? But if you were investing into this dot-com bubble, you know, a lot of those big tech companies run up and then they pulled back really hard, and then they, you know, they're well north of where they were in the year 2000. Verizon, AT&T, neither one has recovered fully since then, you know, as you can see. But I just thought it was interesting. A lot of people don't know this. They're basically the exact same stock. When you really boil it all down, these are almost identical twin brothers right here, you know. Same exact lifetime chart pattern. I'm going to jump back over to scene one. All right. Looks like we got some people in here. Cool. Let's take a few comments. Let's see. All right, Lydia's in here. All right, Lydia. Thanks for helping me out last night when I was getting my software set up. Are we seeing any problems? Is the stream going good? I use Metro PCS. They are owned by T-Mobile. You are welcome. Cool. Tony Batu, yo. Hey Tony, how are you? How's it going? What kind of did you do any trades today, Tony? Now, I will mention this. Lydia made a trade today. She bought one really good stock, and I looked at it last night. It's ROST. It's Ross Stores. Super good looking company right there. Really good looking company. Of course, they're in retail, but man, that's a nice looking company. I can go back and pull that up here in just a minute. Stock Market 101. Do you hold for the dividend or do you swing trade it? You know, I could hold either one. You know, like I was you know, just kind of looked at here a little while ago, they're basically the exact same company on the stock chart, you know, and they both kind of usually, sometimes they dip. Like AT&T's pulled back right now. I think they got down to 30, but now they've run back up to around 33. And Verizon is up pretty high though. Verizon's up around 54. They've been holding a nice gain. Like I said, in my lifetime holding of Verizon, like I said, it's been about 5 years, and I've bought Verizon many times. I think I only have about an 18% gain. I'm gonna look. It's not much, but yeah, it's a total dividend play for me. It's not a growth play. It's like, you know, pretty much just steady, good dividend payments. And you know, I know as we approach 5G, both of these are going to start moving up a whole lot more. Will they ever touch their levels from the, you know, dot-com boom in 2000? I don't know. Still waiting. You know, Yahoo never recovered from that either. Yeah, my lifetime return on Verizon is 19.66. But my dividend, I've had dividend payments like crazy on this thing. So I yield, you know, my last 3 dividend payments were $40.77, $40.77, and $40.77. That was my last 3 dividend payments on it. But I do swing trade AT&T a lot. And that's what I was saying. AT&T has a very strong level of resistance around $29 to $30, like 30, 31. You know, when it starts getting down 30, I see it, you know, pulling back around 29. It hits that really strong force field of resistance, and I like to pick up shares. And it's usually a really good swing trade. It usually bounces back. You know, I'll go back and pull up charts here in a minute and show you kind of how I trade it, but you know, these two are always good buys in the dip. So AT&T is a buy now. Verizon is too expensive right now. Yeah, even AT&T at 33 though. Like here, let me look at it, because it was just down around $30 a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. 1 month. Yeah, so it was down around $31. About you know, it hit the $31 range. Let's see, on 6 months, it's dipped down in the low 30s. Yeah, it did. It dipped down in July. Now I'd have to go back on my broker and look, but I did swing trade it a couple times in there. And you know, I know reliably I'm going to get, when AT&T is hardly ever does good on earnings. And so the stock pulls back, and I just know it's going to recover. It's, you know, it's got cult investing like you would not believe, and plus, like I said, it's a telecom. It's a utility. It's part of our. You know, neither one of these two companies are going anywhere. You know, and so I always, you know, I like to swing trade AT&T on the dip, but I invest in Verizon. Okay, Verizon is my investment. So. Tony, you sold shop for an 8% profit. Markets got hammered today. Oh my gosh, they sure did. Yeah, I'm shorting China a lot. And I'm doing some puts on, you know, because I think right there at the end of market close, they come out with more trade tariffs, and I think they said that the $200 billion more of trade tariffs rolled in, and so it's a done deal. And like I said, that's just going to keep the pressure on China. So I've went short on some Chinese ETFs. I went short on Alibaba. Like I said, but my end game here is to short it down to a spot, cover, and then take any gains I get and keep funneling that into my long positions, you know, so I can buy more shares. Because everything is so red right now. I mean, it was ugly today. Gold bounced up pretty nicely today. You know, so GDX, I think me and Lydia were talking about GDX the other night, and I picked up some of that at 17. That's another thing I can pull up here in a little while, is kind of how I play the gold sector. So you always got to be leveraging that gold sector a little at a time, because when the markets, the traditional markets, are in full bloom, gold is losing value, and then when the markets start losing value, gold starts running up. Like today, you've seen a nice little pop from gold. You know, went up. I think GDX ran up maybe 2 or 3%. Let's see. I sold out of AT&T today for a small profit and bought NTNX. Unfortunately, I'm down 4%. Hey Nima, I made a video for the discussion we had the other night. I made a Campbell's Soup Company video. I don't know if you've had a chance to check that out yet, but all the stocks I talk about making videos for, I'm just putting it all on this big huge list and kind of taking them one at a time. So if you haven't checked out that, make sure you do. So NTNX, okay, that's not really on my radar. Let's see. Yeah, they got slaughtered today. They lost 11.5%. Ouch. Man. Oh, I took a position in Teva Pharmaceuticals today too. The infamous Warren Buffett pharmaceutical play. And I got into that at like 23.60. And I took a position in Namaste. I spent $75 on, I think I might have got 30 or 35 shares, something like that. That's purely a speculative play. And like I said, I'm shorting China. I'm shorting 2 Chinese ETFs. I'm shorting Alibaba. I'm not shorting Tencent, but I think Tencent is down towards its resistance level, but I think everything's just going to get pushed lower. It was horribly red today. Good day to buy stocks, you know. Good day to, you know, be short or be buying stocks, you know. Let's see, Lydia, I would wait for T to go down more. I just add T shares when it is really down. I really like the dividend. I know it will not have any capital appreciation, but I still like it. Yeah, they don't grow. You know, I think you will see that whole sector kind of pop pretty nicely when, like I said, when we start getting well settled into 5G. But for now, these stocks, they just, like I said, they kind of trade like a utility does. It's just kind of flat, a lot of little dips to add along the way, and they spike up a little bit, and they never hold their value. I'm going to go back to scene 2 so we can look at the charts again. Yeah, like, let's see, so over the past year, even on 5 years, in 5 years' time, you know, Verizon the price has not went up much. So $46 to $47 5 years ago, and it's in the 50s now. But it just trades sideways. It's just, you know, little bitty dips up and down. It's not the traditional tech chart patterns we're used to looking at. That's just that nice, consistently high running uptrend, you know. But not every stock is going to do that. Also, not, you know, you want the more diversity in your portfolio. Like you notice, see here, Verizon actually took a gain today. You know, Verizon was actually in the green today. So AT&T probably was too. So yeah, see, AT&T was in the green today. So these stocks aren't getting hammered like, you know, the tech sector is just getting eaten alive right now. China is getting destroyed. What was it? FedEx, they reported earnings today, got just killed. Several stocks were down pretty heavily today. AMD's holding its value level pretty good. You know, like I looked at my M1 Finance portfolio and I had like 5 red positions, and I just said, okay, I just flicked out of it and logged out. There's also some others we can look at too, though. So it's not just Verizon and AT&T. There's other, you know, like you have Sprint, and you got T-Mobile. So let's take a look at Sprint and T-Mobile. This is the 5-year chart on T-Mobile. So this would have been a much better investment, you know, for your growth than Verizon or AT&T over the past 5 years. You know, this whole lot better of an investment. You would have gotten close to 100% return, and quite a bit more than 100% return, you know. And then let's take a look at Sprint. Sprint's kind of a mess, you know. So see, Sprint, it's kind of similar to Verizon, AT&T, but it really got hit hard here for a couple years. Got down low as $2, and now it's recovered a little bit, and it's trading up around the $6 or $7 range now. Let's take a look at Sprint. Let's take a looky look. $25.75 billion market cap. They get shorted a lot. Yeah, so 18% of the shares on float get shorted. Of course, they're real debt heavy, low cash like all the telecoms, and you know, doesn't pay a dividend. But that's, you know, that's a little bit much. 18% shareholders short. I don't trade Sprint. I probably should on some level because it is a pretty good mover. It's got a lot of volatility. Let's go over here to T-Mobile. T-Mobile was the investment to make 5 years ago in telecom, because they have grown a lot. They have really grown a whole lot. So they got a bigger market cap, had a lot better return. They've outperformed the entire sector. Of course, like I said, it's still nowhere near the size of AT&T and Verizon. You know, they're both $200 billion plus. I don't think, no, they don't pay a dividend. And pretty much, like I said, this is kind of ugly, actually. $215 million of cash and $30 billion of debt. So that's not very good at all. And yeah, I don't really like the looks of that. But a heck of a good investment. Let's see what we got. Oh, I've missed a bunch of stuff. So Nima sold out of AT&T today for small. Okay, we already read that one. Lydia, I would wait for. Okay, read that one. Saw it. Appreciate the analysis. Okay, so I'm guessing you're talking about the Campbell Soup video. I'm gonna do the other ones. Just, you know, kind of bear with me because I have so many video requests right now. I have a couple subscribers. They don't come to the live chats. Have been asking about an updated Square video, so I want to get that done pretty soon, and that's one I really need to update because I think Square has returned 200% since I called it a buy last November, so it's definitely time to do an update video there. Alright, Andrew Trapman, how you doing, Andrew? I'm buying Alibaba and JD, watching Neo drop. Woo, JD got killed today. What, JD down around $25 a day? I've seen that. It is just pitiful what's going on with JD. I mean, all the Chinese stocks are in bad shape, but man, I'm not really liking the way, you know, JD is traded sideways for, you know, it's the same price it was 5 years ago. I would be pissed off if I was a shareholder. You're doing NEO the long time. NEO is down a lot, but the market has been red Friday and today. It may continue to be red this week due to the ongoing tariffs. Yes. Like I said, I would feel totally comfortable. I've already done it. Going short on China or buying puts. You know, buying put options, because this is just ongoing. It doesn't seem like we're going to see any stop anytime soon, you know. NEO will do long term for sure, Lydia. So Tony Batu might be doing some sector shifting. J&J, PG, 3M. Procter & Gamble has been up on these red days. Yeah, keep that sector rotation going on. Of course, I'm not doing any selling. I'm not selling any of my positions. Like I said, I'm going short, and I picked up some Namaste, and I picked up some Teva Pharmaceuticals too. So I'm riding that Warren Buffett train. I didn't put a lot in it. I think I bought about $1,000 worth, around 23. But yeah, Teva Pharmaceuticals. I need to make a video about them too. Let's see. So music, drum beats. Your message got retracted. Okay. Well, whatever you said, I'm sure it was. You know, I don't know. You might want to try again. I got a few shares of NEO and QTT today. JD may be a good buy tomorrow. Yes, QTT. Now, Nima, how did QTT perform today? Because I did not pay any attention at all to it. Okay, it got... Whoa, it got dropped 41%. Whoa, man. It's back at its IPO level. Man, it got murdered. Probably a good time to buy a little. You know, today, Micron is good to get into when they report earnings this week. Yeah, I picked up some Micron at 45. I was thinking about adding to it when I'm down a little bit on my Micron position. It's the first time I've bought into it. Let's see here. Let me jump down here and look. I put it in my Robinhood. I'm down 5.9% on my position in Micron. My average cost was $45.29. But they do report earnings this week, so I'm looking forward to that. See, Lydia says, I used to buy in and out of Sprint when I first started investing. Yeah, it's got a lot of volatility, that's for sure. You know, when it hit $2, you know, you'd have 200% return if you're still holding now. So let's see, Andrew. Wow, T-Mobile chart looks good. Yeah, T-Mobile has, you know, it outperformed all all the big telecoms. Really, they've grown the most over the past 5 years. Where like Verizon, AT&T's just kind of maintained, you know. Virgil's here. All right, what are you doing, Virgil? All right, what about GoDaddy? Is that a good investment? Being Aussie, I'm not sure. Who is your main mobile players? GoDaddy. Hold on a sec. I don't think GoDaddy is on the market. Maybe it is. Oh yeah, it is. Huh, look at that. Ticker symbol GDDY. Okay. I've been totally... Whoa. Chart looks good on GoDaddy. I don't know how this one slipped past me. See, a lot of stocks slip right past me. And yeah, another thing, guys, check it out. Make sure to look at Ross Stores. Lydia pointed that one out to me, and that if I had loose capital, I'd probably drop a little bit into that. Because the way I always play retail, like I say, I buy more Amazon, I buy shares of Walmart, and I play the ETFs. Other than that, I really don't mess with retail a lot. I don't short it. You know, even when I know retail is going to go down for a while, I usually don't short retail or buy puts. I just like going long on Amazon. Amazon's my favorite retail play, obviously. It should be everyone's favorite retail play. I tell you what, Andrew, I'll look a little further into GoDaddy. That's a pretty good. It's a pretty good looking chart. And another thing I want to talk about too. Who was asking me about THO, that Thor stock? Can't remember. Might not have showed up tonight. That is a pretty good looking stock. Let's see. I'll probably make a video about that. And then I did ask my brokers about Uber and Airbnb. So what we were talking about the other night was the Robinhood IPO, Uber IPO, and the Airbnb IPO, and I have no information. So I don't think it's going to be, I don't think those IPOs are going to be happening anytime soon. I don't think it's going to be the next week or 2 weeks or anything like that. But I tell you what, let me go to the IPO calendar and try to see if I can find something. Future IPOs. See, in future IPOs, Robinhood isn't even showing up yet. See if I can find Airbnb. No, Airbnb isn't showing up either. And then Uber. Univision. So, you know, that's three really highly anticipated stocks that are going to be IPOing, and there's no dates out on them yet, so there's no dates. I'm not finding any dates. My brokers aren't finding any information. So this is just something you're just going to have. This is the kind of thing here you're just going to have to kind of keep your ear close to the market and listen. All right. The next stock market. The real question is if the trade wars will cause the next stock market crash. It's definitely hurting China. There's no doubt about it. It doesn't seem to be hurting the American stocks a lot, but you know, it does kind of pulling and weighing on the global economy quite a bit. You know, we just made a really good run. Now we're losing it all back. That's what's going on right now. We made this really impressive run over the past couple weeks, and you know, probably a little long in the tooth. You know, there was mornings I'd wake up, every stock I'd owned pretty much was good in the green, you know, far in the green. And you know, so like all my American stocks, they're getting hit. My Chinese stocks are getting hit, like I said, and I'm comfortable going short on Chinese stocks here because it's. I don't think, you know, this trade war, I don't see an end this year. I think, you know, China's going to continue to decline for the rest of the year. So if you're long, just be prepared and be patient. You know. Legre is a great CEO. Okay, so Josh, you're talking about the CEO of T-Mobile. Yeah. That they got a plan. They do have a plan. That's a great looking chart. Now 5 years ago, I probably would have been really speculative about it. And, you know, like I said, 5 years ago is pretty much when I started buying Verizon Wireless stock. And that's been good. It's been good. Like I said, it's been a really good, consistent dividend performer. Like I said, I get a $40-something dividend payment every quarter from just from holding Verizon. So, but now growth and you know, T-Mobile would have been the way to go. Not Sprint though. Virgil, not much. All right. Is the resale tech sector, is BBBY a good buy? They were up pretty good. Let's see. So that's BlackBerry, isn't it? Let's see what we got here. You know, retail has really rebounded a lot over the past couple of weeks, months. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's not. It's Bed Bath & Beyond. Let's look here. Man, it's not headed in a good direction, Nima. I don't normally track Bed Bath & Beyond. They got a good dividend going on, but that looks eerily similar to the Campbell Soup chart pattern. It's just or GameStop. You know, it's performed terrible over the past 5 years. It's lost a lot of market space. Like I said, probably to Amazon, and you know. Man, it's went from $90-something, $78, and now they're less than 20. Oof. I'd have to look that one up. I'm not buying. I'm not buying it. You know, I wouldn't. You get a good dividend. You get a 3.5% dividend, but your position would probably lose 20%. That's like GameStop. GameStop pays this 8 or 9% dividend, and then they can never perform on earnings. You know, it blows my mind how how GameStop trades, and their whole business model is that they pay this ridiculous dividend out to shareholders and can't even keep their company, you know, moving hardly. Uber and Airbnb will IPO in 2019 or maybe 2020. Yeah. Good. Okay. Yeah, those are highly anticipated. That's why we're not finding any information about it. Robinhood, again, I don't have anything new with Robinhood. I don't have any information for it. But the closer you keep your ear to the, you know, the railroad tracks, the sooner you know when the train's coming. So, like I said, I did mention this the other night, though. I do look for Robinhood to be disrupted by JP Morgan Chase when they release their zero commission trading. You know, you got to think too, M1 Finance is taking some ground from Robinhood because, you know, the fractional share trading. So, like, you know, Berkshire Hathaway being $300,000 a share, you know, there's probably a lot of people out there that just want bragging rights. Like, hey, I own some Berkshire Class A shares, or I own Amazon or something, you know. I had hope for Sprint until they got rid of Dan. Yeah. Sprint, and Sprint's service is terrible. That, you know, I can tell you that I've never used anything that's T-Mobile. I've used Verizon phones. I've had AT&T internet, and it sucks, or it did suck 5 years ago when I tried it. Never used T-Mobile, but I have used Sprint, and it's terrible. I had a company phone that was Sprint, and it didn't get coverage anywhere. It just didn't get coverage. It just did not do that, you know. Let's see. CTL pays a big dividend as well, but they are really heavy debts. Okay, CTL. Let's take a look at it. CenturyLink. Oh, okay. I tell you one you might want to check out, Nima, is ABR. Check that one out. Tell me what you think. That is a Realty Trust stock. Really super nice chart. Really good fundamentally. and they pay an 8.32% dividend. I picked up shares of that last Monday. So that's a stock I like. You know, it has a lot more bullish chart pattern too. I know, normally you wanting to buy low and sell high, but some of these stocks, like, for example, some of these I'm kind of just profiling your stock picks between AMC, Campbell's Soup, and then this one you mentioned up here, Bed Bath & Beyond, is that they have very negative chart patterns. So sometimes if you're going to take a gamble and buy, and they might be failing companies, there really has to be a reversal, a complete reversal, until it becomes bullish, So, I kind of see your thinking, though, is that a lot of these stocks you're interested in are at 5-year lows, and it might be a good entry point. But if the story isn't there, if the demand for the product isn't there, if the sales aren't there, if the fundamentals aren't there, like I said, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Like with Campbell's Soup, that's a that's a huge brand that's been a huge brand for so many years. However, Kraft Heinz has talked about buying them out. They've shown no interest in that. They're not showing any real interest in that. And the board members, they're having all kinds of problems internally, and just this ridiculous. And they what it is they just can't find their way back competitively into the market, And the demand of the product has gone down, And another thing too, I think that hurts Campbell's Soup too, is that soup is bad for you. I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it's really, really like high sodium. So as things get more and more health intensive, and like I didn't know milk was bad for you till like 2 years ago, but apparently just about everything we eat is bad for us. But soup has got a bad reputation because of all the sodium it has in it. Thoughts on TLR? All right, CTL. Random 8120. What are your thoughts on TLR? So Tilray, or have they not changed? Yeah, I'm not investing into Tilray. I would say it's a good trade. I'm not investing in it. I know that thing has run like crazy. I'm gonna pull up the chart here. Man, it run 10% again today. Woo! It is certainly running. It is certainly running. So they have, let's see, so they're reporting earnings. Here's something you might want to listen to if you're, let's see, okay, when's the earnings date? No, that's not telling me the earnings date. But they got Q3 2018 lined up here. But they had a big time miss in Q2. Of course, like I said, it's running heavily into the speculation of the marijuana industry. So that's what scares me. You're not investing here. You're buying into speculation. But with that said, yeah, it will probably continue to go up, especially going into October. My investment journey. I own Amazon, LOL. Yeah. Yeah, Lydia loves Amazon. She loves some Amazon. So do I. Like, it's just so dominant. So dominant. They got their hand in everything. And Jeff Bezos, that's the kind of CEO you can invest in. A guy that just has no pause button whatsoever. He's going after every single thing he can. He will gladly own everything. There will only be one company if Jeff Bezos had his way, and it would be Amazon. Everything would be Amazon, have an Amazon logo on it. Every shirt would say Amazon. Every pair of pants would say Amazon. You'd be driving an Amazon car, living in an Amazon house. playing with your Amazon cat or whatever. So Dashiko, Smart Investing. Hey man, hey, how are you doing? How's it going? Did you do any trading today? And hey, thanks for the suggestion last night too. I didn't have to use that Streamlabs software. I had another content creator here on YouTube help me out with getting OBS straightened out, and that's what I'm using now. And it's driving me nuts because I can't see. I don't have the mirrored stream. It's like on a delay, so like my lips aren't matching what I see, so I might be a little off tonight. I probably am. What kind of trades did you make? Any trades today? T-Mobile is great in the 20 square feet the United States it works in. I can't comment on that because I've never used it. There's a good 20 square foot where it works great though. Yeah, I can't comment on that because I just don't know. I've never used a T-Mobile. I've been doing the Verizon thing for so long, I don't even really know. As far as phone service, I don't even really know what the other stuff is like. Alright, is ABR a REIT? Yeah, it's a real estate investment trust, yes. Check it out. Check it out. ABR, it's kind of pulling back right now like everything else is, but yeah, I picked up a little position in it, and it's kind of flat over the past couple weeks. It's not really running much, but it has a beautiful chart. And you know, with that 8% dividend, how can you go wrong? You know, you're getting $1 per share. For every share you own, you're getting $1 dividend payment yearly. So that's a good way to get some cash coming back in your portfolio too, you know. Campbell's soup is hot garbage. Yeah. Yeah, it's just man, it has really kind of shit the bed over the past couple years. It's not you know, like I said, I wouldn't be buying Campbell's soup here. You know, the dividend's attractive. It's at an attractive buy point, but you just can't look at something and go, you know, like you can look through the earnings are bad. You can look through the you know, the year after year financials, and they're, you know, they're still growing, but they're growing at such a crawl pace that they can't keep up with what the rest of the market's doing. And you know, if you're not growing, you know, market share, then you're dying, you know. And you know, even the like I said, the bigger brands like Kraft Heinz, they're not showing any real interest in wanting to buy. You know, it could be resurrected with a move like that, but you know, that's not happening. It reminds me, it's kind of like Twitter, you know, like Twitter stock and Twitter, you know, their company, their business model. It's just I think if we get back in a real bullish market, we'll see it run again. But Twitter got downgraded, and it's just got killed today, you know. And they just don't produce profits like, you know, we all know they're capable of doing. And they just aren't competitive. You know, they have a really hard time competing in the social media, in the space they are in. And you can even look at it from like, you know, look at all the stuff you can do on Facebook, okay? Just look at all this stuff you can do. There's millions of things you can do. All these organizations, these business platforms, this local stuff, you know, the social aspect of it, the business aspect of it, and then you have Twitter, and it just doesn't really do anything. You know, it's a way to keep up with celebrities, you know. Milk is full of carbs. Yeah. Yeah, drink almond milk, I guess. All I did was get out of Neo. Bought in for the hype like an idiot. After doing some research, I didn't like what I saw, so I sold at a loss. Well, I can't blame you there. Did you take a big hit, or is it just, you know, did you get hit real hard on Neo? You know, the thing about Neo, too, it's not an investment. It's not an investment because we don't know what we're buying yet. They've only produced like 400 cars. You know, it's not, you just don't know what you're investing in yet. Even Tesla, you know, Tesla has been a great investment historically, but over the past couple of years, over the past couple of weeks and months, like Tesla's not doing good, and they are very bad fundamentally. You know, even though Tesla has grown like it has, you're buying the vision, and you're buying the CEO, you're buying Elon Musk, and you're buying, the thing about Tesla, you're buying what it could be, but you're not buying the company. You know what I mean? You're not investing in them because it's rock solid in these great earnings reports and stuff. You're buying them because of what they could potentially be. You know, it's the vision. That's what you're investing in. FANG could be a good potential trade for short gains. Broke SMA and trend upward. FANG, yeah, I love FANG. So that's, you know, FANG has expanded into all kinds of things, but it used to just be Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. But now, you know, you can say it's Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google, Netflix, and Microsoft gets thrown in there. I love all the FANG stocks. Netflix is probably the one I like least. Let me think. Amazon, Google, Apple, yeah. You know, you can't really go wrong with the FANGs. Always be investing in the FANGs. That should be a long-term trading vehicle. You're just going to keep going, you know. Can you pull up the chart and do analysis? Sure, I sure can. Sure. What stock is it you want me to do analysis on, Tony? Neo is a fun stock for me. The cars look cool. Yeah? You might want to look into investing in Ferraris, Lydia. You know, Ferrari's a pretty good solid company. They're a whole lot Ferrari is a whole lot more solid than pretty much all the other car manufacturers. Like you know, Toyota's kicking butt. You know, Honda. Some of those stocks kind of trade sideways. You know, Ford has been falling for 5 years now. General Motors, they hold their value a little better. Still not quite growing the way I'd like to see them. You know, U.S. auto manufacturing it's kind of in a funky place. The population is growing every year, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And people are buying less American cars. Let's see. Dashika only bought like about 10 shares. Okay, so you didn't get hit. You know, you didn't get hit too hard. Maybe lost a couple bucks. That's good though. I'm glad you didn't get in real heavy. FANG stock, Diamondback Energy, ticker symbol FANG. Okay, let me go over here to. Let me make some changes here. Ooh, looks good. Let's see, let's do a little summary work first. So, let's see. You're getting about a 0.41% dividend. That's not too much, but it is something. $12 billion market cap, got a 0.56 beta, 21 PE ratio. I can live with that. A 5.7 on EPS. All right, that all looks good. So that what's this right down here? Shareholder alert. Let's check that storyline out. Yeah. Relating to the sale of the company Fang. Founder and manager partner Monteverre Associates PC is concerning securities firm headquarters at the Empire State Building in New York City is investigating Energen Corporation relating to the sale of the company to Diamondback Energy Fang. Under the terms agreement, the shareholder received a 0.642 shares. Okay, so this is an acquisition. Let's see here. Let's see. Market cap good. I'm happy with it. 52-week change, 29%. Well, that blows the S&P out of the water this year. So that looks really good. Let's see. Share. You got your little high on shorts. You know, you're running about 9% on the float and about 7% on the shares outstanding. It's a little high. Doesn't mean it's bad. You know, keep in mind, AMD used to have 20% shorts, and they are sucking wind right now. All those guys are calling their old bosses back. Can I have my old job back, please? I shorted AMD. All right. Profit margin, operating margin look awesome. Return on assets, return on equity, nice, decent. Let's see here. Cash debt ratio, I can live with that. So they have a negative levered free cash flow. I guess that could be considered kind of a negative thing there. Let me look at their financials a little bit. What kind of... Now, this is going to confuse y'all if you've never used Yahoo Finance. You know, I think they should start over here and move this way. But for some reason, these dates are backwards. So this over here is 2014. This is 2015, 2016, 2017. So their total revenue is going up a lot. It looks like it doubled from 2016 to 2017. Let's see. They've come out of the negatives on other operating expenses, so their margins were really good. Income from continuing operations. So that looks really, really bullish. So they were positive. They dropped down to 2 negative years, and now they're back way positive. Now their net income. See, I don't like seeing these negatives. But they've pulled themselves out of that, and they're looking really, really profitable now. All right, so on earnings, you got a beat. You got a miss, but you have raised guidance. So that's pretty bullish earnings chart. Let's go back. Let's take a look at the chart. All right, 5-year looks pretty good. So you could have got 100% return in 5 years, quite a bit more. 1 year. So I think what the chart said was it had about a 29% return. And like I said, that totally kicks the S&P's ass this year because it's just been kind of choppy. I don't think the S&P has took a very good gain year to date. So yeah, I like the looks of this company right here, Tony. Looks pretty solid. Looks pretty good. Infinite Jeffs. So we've been going for about an hour. I'm going to wrap up pretty soon, guys. If there's anything, any videos y'all want me to make or anything like that, go ahead and drop them down. I'll probably stay on for about 5 more minutes. Check out the 1 month chart. Buying shares tomorrow, and we'll unload the shares next week. So you're looking to make a swing trade here. Good. Resistance is at 112. Buy at 122. Sell at 130. Good. Sounds like you got a game plan there, Tony. Sounds like you got a game plan. I'm going to write that one down. I might have to make a video about it. And hey, do y'all have any another thing? A couple things I wanted to ask. do y'all have any ideas for a live chat, like a topic or a kind of like a discussion thing that you would like for me to headline and kind of be researching and thinking about during the day? So if you have an idea or something you'd like to discuss or be the topic of a live chat, let me know. And we have an IPO coming up this week. So Eventbrite, they're IPOing on Friday. So I'll probably be covering that. I don't know if I'm going to be covering it all day, but I will probably stream and discuss that a little bit. And then any news that obviously that comes up with Neo, I'm sure we will cover it. Infinite Fangs, Infinite Fangs. Check out the 1 month chart. Buying shares. Yeah, it sounds like you got a good swing trade there, Tony. I hope market conditions push it to 130, but we're a little weak right now. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and log off then. Everyone have a good night. Thanks for coming. And we will catch you. I might go live again tomorrow. I probably will. So everybody have a good night.